Hello, friends. Today we're talking about something that is completely transforming my life, and that is healing before manifestation. So, if you are new here, welcome to my podcast, Journey to Happiness. And if you have been a long-time listener, then welcome back. So, this is an episode I don't think that anybody wants to miss. It's going to be really powerful. So, let's just dive into everything, right? So, here's the truth. You can't manifest a high vibe life from a low vibe wound. If we don't take the time to heal first, we end up attracting more of what we're trying to escape. Relationships that mirror our unhealed parts, financial stress that matches our scarcity mindset, and cycles that just keep repeating. Have you ever been in those situations? Well, I'm sure you have, because I think we all have, where you keep attracting the same partners over and over in your life, the same romantic partners. I feel like that's a big thing here, and you're constantly wondering what's wrong with me. Why do I keep attracting these people? Why does this keep happening? Or the same financial situations, the same bosses at work, and you just can't figure it out. Well, it's time to reframe this. It's not happening to you, right? It's because of something within yourself that's attracting these situations into your life. We're always manifesting, but what we're manifesting things we don't want, as opposed to intentional manifestation to manifest the things we do want. So, today we're going to talk all about the stages of healing and what you can actually do in each stage to shift your energy and align with the life that you want to call in. Because I remember when I first started my journey, my spiritual awakening journey, and I found amazing teachers, okay? Amazing teachers like the likes of Gabby Bernstein and Wayne Dyer and Abraham Hicks and Dolores Cannon, who are all amazing, and I love them all. But I kept hearing them talk about affirmations and just saying all these amazing affirmations and thinking positive and staying in faith and, staying in love instead of fear. So what I ended up doing is I ended up basically we call this spiritual bypassing. I ended up in a state of where I was just like, okay, if I just do the vision boards and I just say all the affirmations and I just think positive and I just, you know, act as if, right? Act as if this stuff has already happened and I'm going to manifest what I want. And I did that for a really long time and nothing happened. Nothing happened. Because what a lot of people don't tell you. Because yes, we can have anything we want. We are very powerful creatures. We're always manifesting. Everything is happening from the brain. Our thoughts are our reality. It's just like the law of attraction, like attracts like, all the things. But what a lot of manifestation coaches don't tell you and a lot of people don't say is that you have to heal first because everything is being ran by our subconscious minds. And if we still have these limiting beliefs and these lack mindsets, and we're still have these wounded parts within ourselves that we haven't learned to heal yet, then we're going to manifest from that place. So we're going to manifest situations we don't want. So let's talk about the different stages of healing. So the first, because I want you guys to be able to live the life of your dreams. Okay. Let me just say, I want us all to be able to live the life of our dreams. And I'm still on this journey. We're always going to be on a healing journey. So this is the stuff I'm going to tell you guys. It's just the baby steps. Okay. It's like 0.0001% of it, but it will get you started on this path. So the first step is becoming aware. It's awareness because you can't heal what you don't even see. And I think this is the hardest part for many people because I think a lot of us are not aware. We keep attracting like toxic relationships, for example, and we don't want to take responsibility for that. We just want to say all guys are assholes and this just always happens to me, and there's this unworthiness thing like, oh, I just must not be worthy or they're just all assholes or whatever it is. And that's not the case. The reason you're attracting them is because of something that you haven't healed yet. And that is whether it was from childhood because this feels familiar to you, or, it's usually an unworthiness belief or a self-love issue. It's oftentimes it can stem from codependency because we think we can fix people, and that gives us some type of sense of being worthy if we can fix somebody. So there's many reasons this could happen. But I think becoming aware, we have to start becoming aware of what's happening. If you're constantly attracting the same situations in your life, then there is a reason for it. It's not just that all men are assholes or that money doesn't like you or anything like that, right? Because awareness, it's when you start noticing the pattern. So Start noticing the patterns, the triggers, or the people who keep showing up, showing you for the same lesson. You realize, okay, wait a minute. This isn't just bad luck. This is something inside of me that's making me be healed, or that's asking me to be healed, I guess. So that's where the awareness comes in. Okay, so here's some tips for this stage. To start becoming aware, journaling can really, really help. So write down what is triggering you. Write down what makes you feel small or what situations keep repeating. That's a really powerful tool. If you can just start writing down every day, okay, what situations are happening in my life? They keep repeating. Like, why do they keep repeating? So then you also want to kind of meditate and reflect on that. There's many meditations on YouTube you can find for anything, or you can just sit quietly with music if you're able to. If you're new to meditation, sitting quietly with music might be a little rough for you. So I would suggest some guided meditations. I am working on one to put out that I'm hoping to have out soon. So that might be helpful. But reflect on what you're journaling, reflect on what's happening. Even 5 minutes in stillness a day can help you see what's really going on beneath the surface. And ask yourself, what is this trying to show me? Instead of, why is this happening to me? What is this trying to show me? That is so, so important because it's trying to show you something and you just can't see it because you're too close to it. Like awareness is just, and I think so many people, they don't want to admit that they don't love themselves. We want to, society like preaches self-love and we are afraid to admit that we don't love ourselves. But oftentimes that is where it's coming from, or it's a worthiness wound, or it's an abandonment wound. Those are like just three really big wounds that tend to show up. But awareness can turn pain into a teacher. It gives meaning to what you've been through, right? Okay. The next part is going to be acceptance. So you have to meet yourself with some compassion here. Once you're aware, then this is the next stage. This is where you can stop fighting your story and start embracing it as part of your growth. You can stop judging yourself for your mistakes or the things that you allowed when you didn't know any better. So, this is a stage where you really want to practice forgiveness and you want to say to yourself, I did the best I could with what I knew then. And you should also practice forgiveness for others too. So, not only are you saying you forgive yourself for I did the best I could with what I knew, but also forgiving your parents for doing the best with what they knew also could be extremely, extremely powerful. We forgive people not for them, but for us, remember, because if you hold on to that anger, then again, you're not going to manifest what you really want. You have forgiveness is a really big step here, guys. And you can do mirror work. Mirror work is really good. Look at yourself in the eyes and say, I love you and I'm proud of how far you've come. Oh, here, let me just go to the next part and then I'll backtrack. Um, but surrounding yourself with some softness, like whether it's music, baths. I'm not a big bath person, but a lot of people like them. So do the bath thing. But soft music is great. I do love to be by water. Nature, I love to be by nature. Things that help your nervous system feel safe again. Because acceptance is where you start to shift from shame to self-love. And that's one of the highest vibrations you can be in. I don't remember what I was going to say now, so I'm sorry, guys. I feel like I had something else I was going to add to all of that. But yeah, it really is, it's about loving yourself and it's about understanding. Oh, I know, because it's okay when you start to become aware, to go back to the awareness stage, when you start to become aware of these patterns and start to understand that like something's going on the inside of you, you got to give yourself some grace. I mean, I think I've already said that, but you do have to give yourself grace because if you, but let yourself grieve a little bit. Let yourself grieve for the fact that like, all this stuff was happening and you just didn't know any better, right? You didn't know any better. And that's okay. So then, stage three, we're going to move into responsibility. And this is where you start to reclaim your power. But this is also hard, because healing is asking you to take back your power. It's realizing that while you didn't cause all of this pain, you didn't cause your wounds from childhood, you didn't cause the traumas, you didn't cause any of the things that happened to you, you are responsible for what you do with it now. You have to take that responsibility. You have to stop waiting for someone to save you or apologize. And you get to decide, I'm creating my own peace. I'm creating my own peace. That's what you got to say to yourself. And I know that this is all really hard. Again, I'm very briefly touching on the surface here, guys, because there's a lot more that really goes into a lot of this about retraining the subconscious mind and helping the neural pathways like reform because we have we were able to do that, right? Our neural pathways can reform, but they were formed in childhood and we have to retrain them now. And you can create your own peace. You can create your own safety. This is why I think meditation is so important in every single stage and throughout your healing journey, throughout your life, because you have to figure out a way to feel safe within your own body. So, some things you can kind of do here is replace why me with what now. So stop the whole fucking why me victim mentality bullshit. Let's just start there because there is no reason to be a victim. You're not a victim, okay? Everything is happening for a reason and it's all always a lesson and you have to learn what that lesson is and reclaim your power. So stop with the victim mentality, stop with the why me's and just say what now? What now? Now that I know there's an issue, what am I going to do about it? Start tracking your thoughts and language. Notice when you speak from lack or fear and gently shift it to faith and trust. I do this on a daily basis because again, it's always a healing journey, guys, and I'm still on mine. I still have some struggles I'm trying to work through right now. My financial struggles, I'm definitely trying to work through those. And I'm constantly having to remind myself, like I start getting stuck in my head all the time about from this scarcity mindset or from this fear-based mentality, and I'm constantly having to shift it back into trust and love. And you can do that it's very simple, honestly. When you start to detour into that fear and you start to come from that fear-based thoughts, then just find something to be grateful for or shift that thought into the next best feeling thought. So you can, I mean, I'm grateful for so many things in my life, even when things are going wrong, right? And that is just a really powerful thing to have. So just think for the next best feeling thought. Think instead of detouring into that fear-based mentality, just remind yourself, no, I am abundant and money flows to me freely and easily. And just keep that in your head, or no, I am worthy or I am loved. Just constantly reminding yourself of that. It can be really, really powerful. Try to set small, empowering goals each day that prove to yourself that you're in charge now. And they can be like super, super simple. Like I'm gonna wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning and have a cup of coffee and do a meditation. I don't know, whatever it is. Like it can be super small goals, like, oh, I'm going to go for a walk today. And keep that promise to yourself. So that's another thing here is if you don't keep promises to yourself, then are other people really going to keep promises to you? Probably not. So you have to start again, it's this stage is all about responsibility. So if you tell yourself every day that you're going to go to the gym, and then you don't go to the gym, well, you just broke your word to yourself. And so if you're doing that to yourself, do you expect anybody else to keep a promise to you? No, because you can't even keep a promise to yourself. Like this is a little tough love here, and I'm sorry, but well, I'm not sorry because it's going to be for your own good, okay? Responsibility, it's not punishment, guys. It's not punishment. It is liberation. It means the past doesn't define your future anymore. When you take responsibility, you are taking your power back and you can create the life you want. And like to know that we are that powerful, it's to me, it's a pretty fucking amazing thing, right? It's to me, it's pretty damn amazing. Okay. That's all I have to say about that. So next. You need to release. Okay, stage 4, you need to release. So once you've done the awareness and the acceptance and the was it acceptance? I can't remember what all I said now. And the responsibility, yes. Now you have to let go of the old energy. Let go of the old patterns. This is where you clear the emotional clutter. You've identified the wound, okay, through the awareness phase. You've accepted it. Now you've taken ownership, and now it's time to let it go. Let it go. Let the old stories go. Let the old beliefs go. Because that was just a story that your brain created from issues that happened in your life, whether it was this life or a past life, because we can bring our traumas from past lives into this life if you believe in past lives. I do. That's up to you for you to decide. But Either way, you can do breath work is obviously amazing. There's many different breath works out there. I practice breathing, sitting in stillness and breathing every day. I take a deep breath in through my nose and I imagine that I'm breathing in life force energy, just life force, everything that's good. And then I hold that breath for 3 seconds, 3 to 4 seconds. And then I breathe out through my mouth. And I imagine that I'm letting go of all the old beliefs, all the old patterns, all the negative energy. And I do that several rounds in a row. I do it every morning, I do it every night. And it really grounds my energy and it really just lets me let go of all the old, and it feels so damn amazing, you guys. Gotta try it. It sounds amazing. There's other things out there too, like movement. Obviously, moving your body, getting in touch with your body can help. There's EFT tapping, which is emotional freedom technique tapping. Again, I've mentioned before, I do have a video somewhere. If you guys want a demonstration on what that is, I would be glad to send it to you. It can be really helpful to release anxiety, to release blocks, any type of energetic healing work, any type of energetic, because energy is real, guys, and any type of energetic work can really help release this type of stuff. Another really powerful tool for this, you can also write a release letter. Um, you can say everything you need to say. Now, you don't fucking send this letter, okay? Don't send this letter to anybody. But if you're angry at people or even to yourself or whoever it needs to be, say everything you need to say in that letter. Get it all out of your body and then burn or tear it as a symbol of letting it go. That's going to be really powerful. Again, we're going to talk about forgiveness here. It's not for others, but it's to free your heart from carrying the weight. You have to forgive other people because we are all one with Source. We're all one with God, and we are all brothers and sisters in Christ. And so you have to forgive them for whatever it was that they did to you because there's no sense in holding that anger. Like, literally, I've had people like that didn't like me when I was 16. I'm 45, okay? There's people out there like who I had like maybe had beef with me when I was like 16, 17 years old, or I had beef, whatever, who still don't like, if they see me, they will flip me off. Literally. Like, several decades later. They will, if they see me, like I've had it happen, they'll flip me off. Like, really? You're still that angry over something that happened when we were 16 years old? Like, get over it. Get over it. Like, and it's not, again, it's not for them. It's for you. Okay. It's for you because you can't hold on to old pain and expect to receive new blessings. It's not going to happen. You have to let it go, guys. After you do all of that, you get to start integrating everything. You get to start embodying the healed you. Integration is the stage where healing turns into a lifestyle. You start making choices that align with your worth. You catch yourself quicker when you start to spiral, and instead of reacting, you breathe and you choose differently. This is kind of where I've been lately. This is a really, really it's an awesome stage because you get to see all of the hard work you've done. Now, all of this is not going to be quick, guys. This is not going to be a quick process. It is an ongoing process, and it's probably going to be something that you're dealing with the rest of your life, or at least, I mean, we're always healing, right? We're always growing. Um, but I catch myself all the time wanting to react, and I will catch myself, just wanting to snap back at somebody, or if they upset me, wanting to say something, wanting to flip somebody off that cuts me off in traffic, whatever it is. And I'm able to catch myself now. And I just take that deep breath and then I let it out through my mouth and I just say it's okay, You can't let things get to you like that. You just can't. And it's really hard not to let things get to you when you're not healed. When you're not even aware that you have healing to do, it's very easy to let the little things upset you. But once you get to the stage of like integrating all of your healing, it's really easy to like catch yourself doing it and to just let it go, right? Again, creating a morning or a night ritual that aligns with your healed self. So, a morning and night rituals are so important before bed, after bed. I have told people this before, and I'm going to say it again. You got to put down the phones. Like, literally, you have got to put down that damn phone. I mean, we should be putting down our phones anyway. We are on them way too much. That's another part of, I think, this journey too, is understanding that, there's more to life than a damn screen in front of our face. I can't stand it, honestly. I'm not on mine very often. Occasionally I'll find myself on TikTok, but you have to watch it. Like, you have to watch it because before you know it, it's an hour later and you're still there, right? But you definitely, definitely, definitely don't want to be on your phone an hour after you wake up, an hour before you go to bed. This is one of the most instrumental things in my life that I have implemented because there's just so much negativity out there. And even if you are somebody like me who has a really good algorithm as far as a really good For You page, as far as it's either funny stuff or it's it's self-help manifestation. I do have a little bit of news stuff that shows up occasionally. You're like Joe Rogan's podcast will show up, which I like him a lot, things like that. But even if you're somebody like me who has that in your FYP, you still never know what's going to show up. Something else could sneak in there. Facebook is really, really bad because there's always so much drama over there. You never know what your phone's going to show you. You never know the text message that might come through that upsets you. It's just really, really important to not have that phone in front of your face before you go to bed and in the mornings. The only thing I would say to this is if you're it's okay, like if you need to turn on like a guided meditation on YouTube or something, I feel like that's okay. I do that. But you're not looking at it. Okay. You're literally just going there and you're just finding a meditation to listen to. Or it could be music on your phone, like a meditation music that you're listening to. Those things are okay. But other than that, like you don't actually want to look at your phone. Okay. Um, so again, morning, night routine, prayer. I pray every morning and every night. I talk to God like I'm talking to a friend, and it is so amazing and powerful, and I feel so at peace every time I do it. Gratitude, I practice this every morning and every night. I don't care if it's just the toothbrush you're gonna brush your teeth with, or the bed that you're waking up in, or the car that you're waking up in, or you know, the clothes that you're waking up in or going to bed in. It can be the littlest things, family, friends, jobs. It doesn't matter. The fact that you can pay your bills, all of it doesn't matter. Any of those things are just as long as you fill into that attitude of gratitude, so, so powerful. It's like the highest vibration you can have. Affirmations can be good too. I mean, affirmations don't really help rewire your brain, but they are still powerful if you say them to yourself and just waking up or going to bed and just thinking about how wonderful you are. Just thanking God for everything around you. Another thing is you need to surround yourself with people and environments that match your new vibration. Let go of those negative friends. I know this is really, really hard, but it's really not as hard as you would think once you start stepping into this, because oftentimes what happens is the universe has a way of making these people disappear out of your life anyway without you even trying. But the problem is, oftentimes you will have that gut instinct that like things aren't aligned anymore. And if you ignore it and you continue to be in these same situations and you ignore that like little nudge from the universe, oftentimes things are going to disappear anyway, and the universe will make that happen. And sometimes it happens in a fashion that you might not want it to happen. Like it might kind of blow up in a blaze of glory. So just pay attention to those nudges, align yourself. They say that you are the top five people that you surround yourself with. So surround yourself with people that are aligned with how you feel and what you want. Okay. And keep checking in with yourself. Am I acting out of fear or from love? Like constantly check in with yourself and think before you're speaking. Like just constantly check in. Okay. Integration is where the manifestation starts to work naturally because you've become a vibrational match for what you are starting or what you desire. Okay. The last stage is really kind of just a continuation. It's the alignment, it's the gateway to the manifestation. Your vibration is now clean, it's clear, and it's high. You've made peace with your past, and you're rooted in your power, and your energy finally matches your dreams. This is where you start to attract with ease. You don't chase, you don't beg, you don't force. You understand that everything happens for your highest good, and you get an energy of receiving, of just receiving all the goodness that is there. Again, you're going to practice gratitude daily. You should have already been doing it, and if you have it, you're going to start now. This is where you can start to really visualize the future you, but you feel it in your body like it's happening to you now, you know? You stay open and surrendered and you trust in the divine timing. Because when your energy is healed, manifestation isn't a struggle, it's a reflection of who you've become. But again, you can't get to this stage if you haven't went through the other stages. You can't just jump to this. Vision boards are great, affirmations are great, all these things are great, but if you haven't healed what's inside of you, if you haven't really rewired your subconscious mind, which is, again, I know I didn't really tell you tips on how to do that. It's too much for a podcast episode. We would have to like actually do some energy work and stuff together, but you can't, you have to heal that stuff first, and you have to heal what's in the subconscious mind, which is why the first couple stages here are so, so very important. So that's all the kind of the way healing works, okay? So if your manifestations haven't been showing up yet, maybe it's not because you're doing something wrong. Maybe it's because the universe is waiting for you to heal. Because once you can heal yourself, everything that's meant for you will flow into your life effortlessly. Healing is not a detour, it's the direct path to your highest timeline. So you really just got to do that first. And I know it's hard, especially when you're not even aware that you have something to heal. So I always tell everybody, if you don't think you have something to heal, that's fine. Okay, just go about your business. But look at the situations in your life. Look at what you're attracting in your life. Look at your job, your friends, look at your relationships. I just think relationships are the biggest mirror for us. That's why I talk about it a lot. Look at those relationships and what kind of relationships have you had in your life? What kind of relationships, what kind of men or women are you attracting? Are they always, doing you wrong? Or are they never putting you as a priority? Do they not know how to communicate with you? Are they cheating on you? Are they lying to you? If you're constantly attracting these type of people into your life, then there is an issue that you have to heal, and you have to understand and realize that. And that is where the awareness comes into play. I know it's really hard, because it's really sometimes you just want to shake people when you see it happening. I see it happening to people sometimes. I just want to shake them, like, don't you understand? But everybody's on their own journey. So everyone's on their own journey, and we all wake up at our own time, right? So anyway, I hope that you found this episode helpful. Again, we're just touching the surface here, very, very itty bitty surface, but I hope you find it helpful to hear. And if you like this episode, please subscribe and leave me a review. Like, the reviews are the most powerful thing you could do. If you want to give back to me, just leave me a review. And if you think that you know somebody who might benefit from this episode, please share it with them. That would be really helpful too. So that's all I have for you guys tonight. And just know that I love you guys, and I thank you for hanging out with me. And I can't wait to talk to you again next week. So I will see you then. I love you so much. Mwah.